In quantitative microstructure, we frequently deploy isolated order types to control execution friction. Iceberg orders mask cumulative size to prevent adverse selection, slicing liquidity into visible peaks and hidden reserves. Post-only orders guarantee maker rebates by strictly prohibiting immediate execution against standing limit orders. But what happens when execution logic demands the synthesis of both constraints simultaneously? Welcome to the architectural complexity of conditional overlap. A post-only iceberg is not merely a combination of flags, it is a combinatorial state machine. The matching engine must evaluate dual paradoxes at the microsecond level. Paradox 1, if the initial visible peak crosses the spread, the post-only constraint must cancel the entire order. But what if the initial peak rests safely, yet a subsequent hidden replenishment triggers a localized cross? Standard FIFO queues fail to capture this nonlinear dependency. We must design a matching engine state transition that isolates the visible replenishment from the post-only validation hook. Let us mathematically define the state space of this hybrid order. Define omega as the total quantity, and lowercase omega as the visible peak constraint. The hidden reserve is simply omega minus omega, tracked exclusively in the shadowed memory pool. The state vector at time t requires the evaluation of the limit order book's best bid and offer. If the order side is buy, the order price must be strictly less than the best ask to satisfy the post-only invariant. If this Boolean condition fails, the order is rejected immediately, logging a liquidity provision failure. However, the architectural friction amplifies during the replenishment phase. When the visible peak is exhausted, the engine pulls omega from the hidden reserve. This replenishment is treated as a new limit order entry, subject to a refreshed time priority timestamp. Crucially, does this new entry trigger a secondary post-only validation? In strictly deterministic matching engines, the answer defines your queue position and your latency edge. We will now compile the C++ matching engine logic required to synthesize these dual conditions natively. We now formally define the Iceberg post-only hybrid as a non-deterministic finite state automaton. Let the state vector at any given microsecond be denoted by S, encapsulating the visible and hidden order configurations. The initial state, S0, initializes the total quantity omega, the visible peak omega, and the post-only Boolean flag. Our primary transition function maps the current state and a new limit order book update to a subsequent state. If an incoming aggressive order matches against the visible peak, we enter the execution state. During execution, the matched quantity is subtracted simultaneously from the visible peak and the total order quantity. When the visible peak omega is depleted to exactly 0, the state machine hits a critical bifurcation. This is defined mathematically as the replenishment trigger event. If the hidden reserve is strictly greater than 0, a new visible peak must be immediately generated. Here, the post-only constraint introduces severe architectural friction. Does the newly replenished peak act as a continuation of the resting order, or is it a de novo submission? Most deterministic matching engines treat replenishment as a new order arrival to prevent latency arbitrage. Therefore, the replenished peak is subjected to a fresh evaluation against the current best bid and offer. Assume our order is a buy. If the best ask has moved down to equal our resting price, we face a crossed market scenario. Because the post-only flag is active, the replenished peak cannot cross the spread to take liquidity. Standard iceberg logic would match the replenished quantity, willingly paying the taker fee. The post-only iceberg, however, must explicitly reject the replenishment and transition to a cancelled state. Alternatively, some sophisticated exchanges implement a dynamic price sliding transition protocol. In price sliding, instead of rejection, the order price is dynamically adjusted to one tick below the opposing best ask. This preserves the order's position in the hidden queue while strictly maintaining the maker rebate guarantee. Mathematically, the updated price becomes the minimum of the original limit price and the best ask minus one tick size. This dual conditional state transition requires parallel evaluation pipelines within the FPGA or software matching core. Failure to isolate these states leads to queue position corruption and catastrophic risk exposure for market makers. We must now quantify the latency penalty inherent in the replenishment cycle. When the visible peak is consumed, the matching engine cannot instantaneously project the hidden reserve onto the limit order book. This structural state transition imposes a measurable microsecond delay, denoted mathematically as delta T reload. During this reload window, the order momentarily loses its deterministic execution priority. Let us model the queue placement function. Define Q sub p as the queue position, which is strictly dependent on the limit price, the arrival timestamp, and the order state vector. Upon replenishment, the engine assigns a completely new timestamp to the visible chunk omega. This updated timestamp effectively banishes the replenished quantity to the back of the price level queue. We denote this degraded queue position as Q prime. Because Q prime is strictly greater than the original queue position, we observe a spike in execution friction. This microsecond slippage is the fundamental cost of masking your total institutional size. Now, we inject the post-only validation protocol into this specific latency window. The matching core must accurately evaluate the best bid and offer state precisely at time t plus delta t reload. If a high-frequency adversary alters the best ask during this brief window, the newly replenished peak is at risk of crossing the spread. A standard Iceberg algorithm would blindly execute against this shifted market, generating a toxic fill at a degraded effective spread. Our hybrid post-only architecture, however, actively intercepts this transition phase. The engine reads the highly volatile BBO state vector just before memory allocation. If the adversary has shifted the liquidity, the Boolean post-only flag triggers a critical interrupt. The C++ matching core halts the queue placement and enforces the price sliding invariant. This transforms a passive latency disadvantage into a proactive adverse selection shield. Let us visualize the C++ data structure representing this asynchronous queue event. By explicitly isolating the memory pointers for the hidden node, we mathematically minimize the reload variance. Ultimately, controlling queue slippage defines the alpha generation capability of any modern execution algorithm. To implement this architecture in a Pythonic environment, we must bridge the gap between high-level asynchronous logic and low-level memory. Standard C Python execution is fundamentally constrained by the global interpreter lock, rendering it unsuitable for microsecond determinism. Therefore, we leverage Cython to compile our matching engine core, allowing us to release the GIL during critical mathematical evaluations. We define a Cython extension type to encapsulate the state vector of our hybrid order. This node holds raw C pointers to the limit order book's memory arena, aggressively bypassing the overhead of Python object creation. The replenishment transition is modeled as an asynchronous coroutine governed by an ultra-fast event loop like UV loop. Let us examine the asynchronous reload handler. The core function must first acquire a lightweight spin lock over the specific price level queue. During the delta T reload window, we explicitly await the resolution of the best bid and offer state vector. Crucially, this await yields control back to the event loop, permitting the simultaneous processing of incoming high-frequency taker orders. Once the lock is secured, the engine performs a synchronous, GIL-free evaluation of the post-only invariant. If the best ask has shifted downward, crossing our intended reload price, the validation hook fires immediately. Instead of generating a toxic execution, the coroutine explicitly raises a state violation exception. The event loop catches this exception and instantaneously reroutes the order to the price sliding pipeline. We execute a bitwise shift or direct pointer arithmetic to move the order strictly one tick below the new best ask. This asynchronous interrupt pattern ensures that the post-only condition mathematically dominates the Iceberg replenishment. Let us project the Cython code block mapping this precise quantitative logic. Notice the CDEF API declaration, exposing the C-level function directly to the Python Asyncio loop. The variable current_ask is continuously updated via a fast memory view, bypassing all Python dictionary lookups. If the reload crosses the market and the post-only flag is active, the no-GIL block immediately returns a slide command. By decoupling the state evaluation from the main thread, we achieve a lock-free, concurrent matching core. This is the essence of modern algorithmic infrastructure, mapping quantitative theory directly onto silicon and memory. We must now confront the asynchronous race conditions inherent in the replenishment cycle. Consider the exact microsecond when the hidden reserve projects the new visible peak, denoted as omega. Simultaneously, a massive institutional taker order sweeps the limit order book. This creates a temporal collision. The inbound taker order arrives precisely during the delta T reload window. We define the taker volume as V sub taker, and the newly replenished peak as omega. If V sub taker is strictly less than omega, the matching engine processes a partial fill. Because our resting order is strictly post-only, it must theoretically earn the maker rebate for this execution. However, the asynchronous race condition deeply complicates the best bid and offer evaluation. What if the taker order arrival simultaneously shifts the opposing best ask downward? The state machine faces a paradox: execute the partial fill as a maker, or trigger the price sliding interrupt. In deterministic exchange architectures, order sequence numbers dictate the absolute resolution. If the taker order receives a lower sequence number, it modifies the state vector before the reload concludes. Consequently, our newly replenished peak evaluates against an aggressively crossed market. The post-only invariant forcefully preempts the execution, rejecting the partial fill entirely. The total block omega is instantaneously subjected to the dynamic sliding function. Conversely, if the internal reload secures the prior sequence number, the partial fill is mathematically guaranteed. The matching engine executes the minimum of V sub taker and omega at the original limit price. Only the residual quantity, defined as omega minus V sub taker, is subjected to subsequent validation. This mathematical branching requires a highly optimized C++ spin-lock mechanism at the core. Memory consistency models must ensure that the hidden reserve is atomically decrement. Failing to synchronize these memory barriers results in phantom liquidity and negative Q exposure. Mastering these extreme edge cases separates theoretical quantitative models from production-grade trading infrastructure. Following a partial fill or a price slide interrupt, the matching engine must execute state recovery. The primary objective is to mathematically recalibrate the visible peak, denoted as omega. However, the exact quantity to project onto the limit order book is dynamically constrained by the remaining inventory. We define the target visible size as omega sub-target, parameterized initially by the execution algorithm. The actual replenished size, omega prime, is simply the minimum of omega sub-target and the remaining hidden reserve. Let us formalize this recalibration step with the state transition equation. If the total remaining quantity omega drops strictly below the target peak, the iceberg logic enters a terminal phase. This is known as the terminal depletion state, where the hidden reserve is entirely zeroed out. At this critical juncture, the order mathematically devolves into a standard, fully visible limit order. But how does this recovery interact with the post-only invariant during a market shift? If the previous partial fill triggered a price sliding event, the order now rests at a newly adjusted price level. Re-establishing the peak at this degraded price level constitutes a structural modification to the resting node. On deterministic matching engines, any price modification forcefully strips the order of its time priority. The recovery sequence must therefore assign a completely new Q timestamp to the entire resting volume. This Q demotion is the hidden systemic cost of the post-only iceberg execution. Let us visualize the C++ pointer manipulation required to recalibrate the peak atomically. The memory allocation must strictly avoid locking the entire order book price level to prevent catastrophic latency spikes. Instead, we utilize a compare-and-swap primitive, or CAS, to update the visible quantity seamlessly. If a concurrent taker sweep hits the order during the CAS operation, the atomic update fails safely without blocking. The asynchronous event loop catches the failure and schedules a secondary recalibration tick. This lock-free approach mathematically prevents priority inversion in high-frequency trading networks. The state machine is now fully stabilized, resting asynchronously with its re-established visible peak. Next, we will analyze the empirical footprint of these hidden state transitions on public exchange data feeds. We have successfully mapped the deterministic state transitions of the post-only Iceberg architecture. However, deploying this combinatorial logic introduces a severe quantitative consequence: architectural friction. Every conditional jump, every memory fence, and every compare and swap operation consumes precious nanoseconds. In the domain of high-frequency market making, we measure this friction strictly as tick-to-trade latency. Let us quantify the latency penalty incurred by our hybrid constraints. Assume the baseline execution latency for a standard passive limit order is defined as L sub base. The hybrid order injects multiple discrete overhead components into the critical execution path. First, we incur L sub eval, the microsecond cost of evaluating the dynamic best bid and offer state. Second, the hidden replenishment protocol imposes L sub reload, heavily bottlenecked by atomic memory synchronization. Finally, if a market shift triggers the validation hook, we absorb L sub slide to update the queue pointers. The total systemic latency is the linear summation of these microarchitectural delays. If L sub total exceeds the matching engine's native tick interval, the order suffers from catastrophic slippage. We model this slippage probability as a function of the total latency and the asset's microvolatility. As volatility spikes, the probability of an adverse market shift during the reload window increases exponentially. Ironically, the precise mechanism designed to secure the maker rebate introduces a secondary adverse selection risk. This exposes the fundamental paradigm of quantitative execution: complexity yields control, but costs time. To circumvent this software-level degradation, top-tier proprietary trading firms bypass operating system kernels entirely. They synthesize these intricate state machines directly into silicon, utilizing field-programmable gate arrays. By mapping the conditional overlap to FPGA hardware, L sub eval and L sub slide are compressed into sub-nanosecond clock cycles. This hardware compilation effectively neutralizes the latency penalty while preserving the sophisticated algorithmic logic. Mastering market microstructure requires harmonizing these disparate forces: order type sophistication versus pure execution velocity. The post-only Iceberg is merely one manifestation of this delicate, highly mathematical equilibrium. This concludes our deep dive into architectural synthesis. Stay algorithmic.